We are 3,900 away from something that honestly is just like, please, Lord, please, Lord, please, Lord, please, Lord. $3,900 away. All orders help. All orders help. Woo!
On the last day of March of this year, I sat on my Instagram and compiled so many clips from reps in end of the month chaos. This video is going to cover a lot, but I think it's a good way to show you just how intense this time gets. As a brief overview, the end of the month is where everyone in MLMs are scrambling to hit their numbers, hit their sales volume, and hit or maintain their ranks. And a lot of them will do whatever it takes to stay afloat. So let's just go through all of this together.
Hello everybody, happy Monday, new week, new goals. Guys, it's the end of the month for us, so I'm sorry if I'm spamming everything, and it's all about the store because girl needs to meet her freaking goals this month, okay?
So that is just kind of like a brief intro into what we're about to see. And for that rep, she kind of is like alluding to like, hey, I acknowledge that this is going to be annoying, but you just need to basically bear with her because she needs to meet a certain goal. But the reason I'm starting with that one is that I feel like it really gives a good sense of the vibe and just, again, that she's recognizing this is going to be spammy. In very few other careers do you need to be apologizing for doing your job or apologizing and behind the scenes you're burning yourself out just to get a bonus or maintain your rank. But that is the reality for a lot of these reps. The end of the month becomes this like tornado of Instagram posts, Instagram stories, going live on Facebook, these team Zoom calls, and just like really late nights. And they always seem to frame it as like part of the hustle. But when we zoom out and kind of look at this with a critical eye, you can really tell and feel how chaotic this all is. And the next clip makes that really clear.
It's month end. Today's it's 4 o'clock. I started off at the beginning of the day needing around 5,000 in sales and today to make this goal for our big group goal. And we're at like 1,696, 1,696. How exciting is that? It's just like chunking down. So fun. Having a good time. It's really fun. It's like, I miss this kind of thing. And it's fun to play with the youngins. Like a lot of these girls on my team could be my daughters, which is actually really fun, but I'm enjoying them. They're like life-giving, and I have a good time. Anyways, thank you guys for placing your orders. All like, cheers to you. You're gonna love what you're getting. It's gonna change your life. This is my flagship energy, mood, and focus. My brain fog, belly fat, and my bad attitude. This time I handled that. Got rid of my depression. Lost 30 inches of puff all over my body, all over, and then it like just kind of didn't look back. Took me a year to decide to do a thing and share it with you, but here I am, and I'm happy that I'm doing that. Off to Uber because I have real life also. Okay. Well, hey, that went amazing. It was like 8 o'clock, and our team hit our massive big goal. It was super fun. It was the most fun I've had in 20 years. Growing and like doing a month end thing. It was so great, and I'm still having people popping in their advancements. It's just really cool. So I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. I'm also an introvert, and so I'm getting a lot of acknowledgement, and I'm like, whoa, like I was crying half the night, and so I need to recuperate. So I'm gonna take this. Look at that dust. And I'm gonna go to bed. So cheers to month end. Super excited about next month. Are you wanting to be with me? You can. You can come hang with me. All right, good night.
So she says it's 4 o'clock and they're still like a few $1,000s short or something like that. And it definitely seems like she's trying to keep that energy up. She says things like they're like chunking down or that they're having a good time. And then mid-video, she went on to start thanking people for, making their orders or maybe joining her team. And then fast forward a few hours, you can tell she's like obviously feeling very relieved because her team hit their big goal. And that mention of the most fun I've had in 20 years, I couldn't tell if she was saying or maybe she was alluding to like most fun that she's had in like a sales position. But it's just like so interesting to watch. And that's kind of why I put those two clips together, is you can kind of feel that initial like stressed out excitement energy and then the breakthrough. And then at the end, she's instantly talking about the next month. Like it is just this relentless cycle. She also alludes to like feeling overwhelmed with being praised or acknowledged or however she put it, and that she was like crying half the night. But she is still showing up. She's still recruiting. She's still doing the work that she needs to do to overall help her team reach this goal. And as I was watching that sort of unfold, I kind of kept thinking it was kind of like trying to bottle up that adrenaline almost. And like when they hit that goal, it wasn't just like relief, like, oh, we did it. It's like it gives them meaning. It gives them the push to move forward that next month. But at what point is it not worth it? And the way my mind is working on that is that if every 30 days you are having to put this amount of energy and stress and burnout upon yourself to only have like a few moments or maybe an hour or two that you're feeling proud and then turning around and then moving right on into the next sale, like again, when is it not worth it anymore? And I think that that's what I find so wild, is how fast that becomes the cycle. There's the ongoing month pressure, and then there's that end of month panic. You have maybe a win, maybe you hit a new rank or you helped your team reach some massive goal, and then boom, the clock strikes midnight and you're doing it all over again. And I'm not sure if any of them actually realize it. To me, it looks like the system trains them to see the chaos as purpose. Like if it hurts, it means something. It's something bigger than you. It's pushing you to these extreme limits. Basically, it makes me wonder that if they feel like, oh, I'm exhausted by this, that means I'm growing. That means I'm pushing hard enough to become this person that I want to be. And then when they do hit that goal, even if they only hit it once, the whole story gets rewritten. All of that stress that they felt, it is suddenly very worth it. You make your post saying we did it, you cry, you call it a breakthrough, whatever. And now you're locked into that new threshold. It just feels like it's like a casino. You had that high and then you're going to be forever chasing it. Oftentimes you're going to lose more than you win, but every so often you'll hit just enough to keep you going. And I believe that top reps and just the system in general is kind of made to work that way, so that you're not just working, you're being conditioned almost to stay. This next clip is a little bit longer, but I want you to hear the whole thing, because to me, it's not just someone who is celebrating. It's emotional, like spiritual even.
Oh my God. I don't even know where to begin, but today has been so insane. The last few days have been so emotional, like up and down and just craziness and just so much energy. And today we hit our goal. We did it. So most of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but we had a big goal. And I say we because I hit a big goal, but so many of my girls and my team are winning right now. Like so many of them have hit big goals. And the only way that I can win, the only way that I can hit my goals is if I'm helping them hit their goals. And honestly, I'm really excited about the goal that I hit, which I'll tell you about in a minute, but I'm even more excited for my girls. You guys, what has happened this month is literally nothing short of just insanity, amazing. Promotions, raises, bonuses, trips earned, the fire on top of all of that. It's just the fire and the energy and the togetherness and everybody cheering each other on. And it is literally so contagious. And I just I can't even breathe right now. So first I'm going to give a giant shout out to Amy. Amy hit a rank in the company that is called Market Mentor. It is the car where you earn a Cadillac. But even bigger than that, she has earned Visionary Founder. And this is a goal that we both hit together. We both hit this goal today. We both became visionary founders in the company. And what that means basically is that forever and ever, we are going to be getting a percentage of this company's profits. And that is huge because this is all of North America's profits, a company and a region that has been here for 10 years and has proven like the pool is already there. And it's not like we're getting a little bit of the pool, like we are getting a percentage of everything that's there that has been building for the last 10 years. And now we get to be a part of that and help that build and grow. And this is, when I'm talking life-changing income, this is life-changing income. And I'm so happy for her.
Okay, there is so much in that, and I don't want to get too far in the weeds because I could talk about Monate. Sorry if I didn't say she's in Monate. I could talk about Monate's visionary founder pool endlessly and their car program and just MLM car programs in general. It's so frustrating to hear the verbiage in that, but we need to keep moving. So to me, I feel like she is framing that with this energy of celebration. You can tell how emotional she is, how excited she is. The part that sticks with me in that clip is how she's framing this as like a we thing, or that it's because of the team. And as an outsider, if you're watching that, it might seem like, oh, this generous thing that she's acknowledging her team and recognizing them for their efforts and the new ranks that they hit and the incentive trips and the cars and yada yada. But if you sit with that a little bit longer, she kind of says that quiet part out loud of, yeah, it is because of your team that you're having your celebration. Her rank depends on them. If they hadn't recruited or pulled in those last minute orders, she would likely not be on this Instagram story celebrating like this. So yeah, it's like this collective group effort. And it's not because they're all great friends or doing this because of their love for each other. It's just how the system is structured. And beyond that, it's not just what she is saying, it's what is being, in my opinion, left out. There isn't going to be that mention of the people who didn't hit their goals. Those ones who did stay up late with the rest of the team, who maybe bought extra product and still fell short. I think that the we in her statement only is about the people who helped her get to this point, the ones who helped her move up. And I, of course, could be wrong about that, but just as I watch these things and have seen a lot of Instagram content from MLM reps, that's kind of just the way I start to take these things, is what is not being said, because there's a lot of things that are below the surface that are not going to be outright publicized, especially at this end of month time when they are working so hard to meet or maintain their rank. Because the thing is that once you hit a new rank, you do not get to coast. You have to keep it, and that pressure resets every 28 to 31 days. So even in the middle of a celebration, I'm sure that they can all feel it, that next month is right there. And even when you do win, it's just so bizarre that, like, especially for the lower ranked reps, that win isn't like entirely yours. The win then goes to the person above you and the person above them. Like, it's your upline's win. It's the win of your team. It's the win of the brand. So you don't really get to hold it. You just get to carry it to that next round of next month. When I watch end of the month content, because I've seen this month after month, it just feels so stressful and just a position that I personally would not be able to uphold. It's not just the individual reps' pressure that they're putting upon themselves. It's everyone else's too. And then when they put that pressure on themselves and they rank up, then you're suddenly what is determined as like a leader of a team. And when I decided I wanted to make this video and I was like searching out end of the month content, it becomes like every piece of social media content that is posted on the second to last day and the last day of the month is pretty openly saying it's about an end of the month sprint. And beyond that, what is extra interesting is that it isn't always just the reps. They have involved other people in their sprint. It's their spouses, their friends, their parents, their neighbors, just anyone who is willing to step in and help them reach their goal. This is a post from a Mary Kay rep's husband, and his post says, "Sharing from my wife. Hopefully she can hit her goals. # support local business." Ooh. And her post says, "Today is our final day to earn Cadillac. We are $8,000 away." $8,000. We want to bring our third pink caddy home to the small town of redacted. I have a vision to have this town filled with pink caddies one day. If you'd like to play a part in our exciting finish, be sure to stock up on anything you need today. Easter gifts, summer products, skincare, body care, fragrances, and more. I'm grateful for you always, but especially on days like today. You are part of my family's dreams coming true. You are simply the best. And then it goes on to have like guidelines of people who can help them, whatever. And again, just to highlight that was her post, but then her husband shared it. And as I mentioned before, it's not even just her goal or her family's goal. It's her team's goal. And apparently a goal for the town to have pink Cadillacs everywhere. That one definitely feels framed as like a community effort. And whether it's maintaining your rank, getting to a new rank, getting your third pink Cadillac, the pressure seems to be very internalized. I want to look at this one next. This was posted right after her team came up short. They missed their goal by $1,400. And just look at what she wrote. Holy smokes, you guys, what a night. I truly thought we were going to hit our goal, but we were $1,400 shy. The crazy part is around 7 p.m., my stomach doubled in size, so swollen, and I spent until 11:40 a.m. puking. It had to have been a stomach bug. And now I am up and getting ready for an event at Club Pilates. No rest for someone building a legacy. She spent almost 5 hours throwing up, didn't hit a sales goal or a team goal, and then got up the next morning to go and host a different event. And I don't know if that event is anything related to her MLM, but like, oh my gosh, all for a legacy. That word gets thrown around so much in MLMs. But is this what that looks like? You're sick, you're exhausted, your team didn't hit their goal, and somehow the response is to still keep going. And to me, what I feel when I see things like that is that even though they didn't hit their goal, they almost have to act like that was part of the vision the whole time. Like it was just this challenge and they'll do it again later and they'll overcome it. At this point, I want to start pointing out a pattern that I was noticing as I was watching all of this content at the end of March. When the reps start pushing toward their end of the month goals, there is this noticeable shift where everything else in their life kind of seems to fade away. And while that can happen in other jobs where if you have a busy time of year with work, you will put more effort and energy into meeting a certain goal. But the difference in MLMs is that you don't hide it. You say it out loud while filming yourself and you post it publicly on social media. Like it's almost part of the job description. And this next one is a good example of that. And for context, this is the first of the month. So she just finished her end of the month sprint and now we're to the next morning.
I didn't go to bed till almost 2 o'clock. And then I woke up at 5:30 because we got children. We got mom life to happen. So I took my supplements. I'm going to be doing the screens. Let's do that real quick. And then I'm going to come home, put on some jams, praise the Lord, and be a good steward of the home that I have been blessed with. So, I don't even know. I don't think it's really hit me yet, y'all. I love y'all. And y'all, I cannot wait to get it back on track today. I get back on track. I started a little bit yesterday, but my health was a little on the back burner. Not like in the worst way. You guys saw that I was eating what I love to eat and fueling my body. But at the same time, your girl was not making sure she was getting her steps in or her water intake, and that is not a vibe. Okay, nobody wants a dehydrated heifer. Okay, so we're getting back on track with our health on the fitness challenge because that's still happening. You can still do that with me. We are getting back on track as far as this home. I'm so excited to clean. I never thought I would say that. And then we're continuing what we've done here. And it's been incredible. No foot off the gas. We're just going to continue to change lives and to be our highest self.
So she basically alludes to having not slept at all. What is it? That she went to bed around 2 and then woke up at 5:30 because she has kids. And her plan of just like not resting or regrouping before just continuing to just sprint ahead. They just say it like it's so normal, but like to an outside person, it's like, oh my gosh, aren't you exhausted? And I think that I think that they likely are. And then there's this next one, which kind of just speaks for itself. And to just like fully lay out the picture of this rep's experience with the end of the month, this was moving backwards to March 31st. This is what she said.
Hello! We are on the last day of the month. The only last day to make it happen for my team. Am I nervous? I've been on a whole thing. I'll be glad when it happens, because it's going to happen, but I'll also be glad when today is over, just because my house needs love. My house needs love. We got a new water heater. We got new lights, light fixtures. So my house is a mess. Dishes, laundry, floors, all the things need to be cleaned. So you guys, listen, we're so close that it does not make sense to not make it happen. Okay, but I need your help. I can't do this. My team can't. We could do this by ourselves, but we need you. I'm waiting on my Take My Pick Amplified, so I'm just going to take 3 of the regs of the OG Take My Pick, which is now on the TikTok shop. You guys, if you want to pioneer into MLM, morphed into TikTok shop, so it's just like our compensation plan is already unilevel binary hybrid. This is a MLM TikTok shop hybrid, okay? And we're the first to ever do it. So if you're like, Kayla, that is my jam, I want to learn how to do that, I'm interested in that, and dropping the pounds, and getting my hormones in check, and my gut, prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes, you need this, okay? Add that Rockstar kit. I will show you how to do all things, okay? Help me help you. Where's the low? Waiting for the volume to load. But if you're like, Kayla, that's not my jam, I don't feel like doing the business side of it, that's totally fine. But I do have something for you also. Get these 3 products. You'll be eligible to be in our fitness challenge. It's not too late, okay? We're going strong. The last week I've been slacking just because it's been all business, right? And I feel it because it bleeds into everything. But I have meal plans for you. I have workout plans for you. I have all the things. So get your 3. You need 3. Get your 3 products. And these are obviously the ones I recommend, okay? Obviously, we can talk and figure out what works best for you, what you actually need.
So I definitely think you can see it just feels just like everything has fallen to the wayside so that she can focus on this goal, which at the time for her was meeting this new rank, a rank that I believe no one in the company had gotten to before. And then here's another one. And I want you to just listen for a tone shift toward the end of the clip.
Today is the day, my friends. All right, I am finally gonna eat something. It's 12:20. Been on calls all morning. Today's crazy. So it's the last day you can be a founding affiliate with our company. Of course, you can always sign up to be an affiliate, but to be a founding affiliate, you have to do it by 11:59 Mountain Standard Time tonight, and that allows you to be a part of the Founders Bonus, which is anywhere from $500 up to $103,000 you can earn over the next year on top of other commissions. So let me just tell you, like, momentum is real. It is absolutely, it's crazy. I will tell you, what is happening here is just mind-blowing. We're already $150,000 over where we were last month. Just my team. My team. I mean, it's not a little team. It's a very big team. But $150,000 over where we were last month. What is happening? So needless to say, I'm having my energized and I'm taking my focused right here. So it's going to be a good day. I'm going to be focused, energized. If you ever struggle with focus, I'm telling you right now, energized with our focused, like, you are locked in. So I actually give it to Madison every morning before school. She drinks a focused, she takes an energized, and it makes a huge difference for her. I am also taking our lean product right here. It's just 2 capsules, super, super easy. Pop those. That product right there is amazing. It actually helps the average person eat 600 less calories a day by taking it. It targets 100% fat, visceral fat. The average person loses 2.5 inches in their waist. I will tell you, the jeans I have on right now were tight at Christmas, and there's definitely room. My abs are coming in a ton. Like, you guys, I am just blown away. This afternoon, I will have my fit. We've got baseball this afternoon. I'll have my fit then. I love these products. My family loves these products. Like, everyone loves them. So if you are somebody who's been watching, wondering and curious, now is the perfect time. If you've thought to yourself ever that maybe you might want to start something like this, reach out. We can get you registered as a founding affiliate today and then help you get started. These products, I've actually never been so excited to take products every day. Like, it's actually crazy. I wake up excited. I go to bed excited because I get to take my Calm. Like, they're life-changing. And that sounds so stupid and cliche, but it really is. So reach out. I'd love to help you. I'll be working all day till the clock strikes midnight. All right, guys, have a good one.
So I felt like that clip, especially towards the end of it, was like a perfect snapshot of how deeply this grind gets romanticized. In that mention of like, I will be doing this until the clock strikes midnight. It's just like, I don't know. It makes me cringe every time I hear them talk about how it sounds so fun. To me, that doesn't sound fun to do that every single month. And then there's this next one, which I feel like just kind of ties all of this together.
If you guys have been around for any period of time, you know that I go to bed at like 9 o'clock. Midnight, I'm crawling into bed. I just did like 4 hours of work with my team, but it is so worth it. And I am waking up at 4 a.m. to catch a flight to see Lindsay tomorrow for a podcast.
So she says that she's been working for hours and then she's going to be catching a flight at 4 a.m. And just based on what I'm observing, it seems like she's clearly and understandably wiped out. But instead of just slowing down and stepping away, you still have to publish this content. You still have to show up. Like, it's almost just expected. And to me, it really feels like rest is just something that is not respected in most MLMs. There are minimal boundaries between personal time and business time, and everything blurs together. And it is not just a side effect of the business. I've said this in so many of my videos. It is the business. It's the way the business is structured. You have to keep pushing if you want to keep your rank and if you want to keep making the money that you assumed you were going to make. You're not just encouraged to stay in it. You are often praised for pushing through. And it's just what always sticks with me when I see stuff like this. The chaos doesn't feel like something anyone is trying to fix. It is something that they've learned to frame as purpose. I would venture to say that a majority of these reps are overworked, they are exhausted, and they are stretched so thin. And they are being taught to frame that as some sort of leadership or building a legacy. And of course, with all of that stress, it is never about just pushing yourself. It is about the countdown. There is always a deadline. There is always a rank that can be hit or needs to be hit by midnight. And when that pressure hits, it's not something that they often just keep to themselves. It becomes their pitch. And this is that Monate rep again, and this is what she says.
But I also am just really, really proud of my entire team. My team that I never wanted, the team that I love and value so much. My beauty hustlers. We are beauty hustlers global. We are global all over the world. Crushed this month. And again, we still have 3 hours left. So our sales are 13% higher than they were last month already. We have enrolled 60 new market partners, 60 new people. That is up 80% to last month. We as a team have enrolled over 200 new VIP customers. That is up 120%. So things are good, you guys. We are like in full-blown momentum. If you've been thinking about joining, come and join us now. Come and join when the fire is lit, when everybody is winning, everybody is running, everybody is cheering each other on. This is what you want to be a part of.
And the whole pitch there is wrapped in that vibe of like, everyone is doing it. We're all running. We all have this momentum. But there's no real like info on the business. There's not like a breakdown. It's just this end of month energy that they hope your interest will be piqued enough that you'll want to dive in. And I believe that that is absolutely the sales decision that is being made to keep that momentum going and to keep the pressure on, and the hope that people will jump in at that end of month before asking too many questions. And then there's another rep who is coming in with like a different variation of a pitch, but is still riding that same end of the month pressured wave. So her reel is playing, but I want to read from the caption. It says, last day to get $103,000 in bonuses. If you want to be a part of history with this brand that is changing lives, including my own, join me now. It's free to sign up. So hello, zero risk. Then grab these products that are clean, natural, and healing, so many from the inside and out, and changing lives. They are going viral for a reason. And share them with the world, making an amazing income, being a part of a community that is like none other I have ever been a part of, and earn trips like Cancun with me. So that one is like a full-blown transformation pitch. We had the mention of a massive amount of money in bonuses, and then the mention of the products. And what I find so interesting is that so often it's not about the sale. It is about the opportunity. It's about the belief. It's about something bigger than yourself, which, like, the point that I'm trying to make is that all of that has nothing to do with what you're actually supposed to be selling, which is a product. Oftentimes, like, if you were just seeing that person's post from the get-go, you'd be like, well, what is the product? And once you're in that mindset where the product barely matters at all, and it is all about chasing that something bigger, everything becomes a part of that push. Every post, every live, every call that you have to sit on. Because at the end of the month, these reps are sitting on a lot of Zoom calls. This Instagram story is from another Monate rep, and she says, all day Zoom with my girls, no excuses today. And it's a Zoom marathon, end of month. What does this say? Open Zoom call, drop in and out to collaborate, silently ask questions. Okay, so for at least this one, you're kind of just maybe doing like a power hour type thing. But the screenshot that she included makes it seem very passive. And what she wrote feels a little bit more than that. The no excuses today. Maybe she's saying it more for herself. But the fact that it is being called a marathon, the idea of sitting on a marathon Zoom call all day, not my type of thing. And I almost wonder, like, those mentions of, like, no excuses today. Like, is she telling herself that or her team that? Because based on what I know of this rep, I'm pretty sure she's pretty high up. And I also just find it a little bit funny, and this is maybe something I should have mentioned earlier on, is that, like, mention of month end. It really is, like, internal MLM language. I guess maybe unless you're in sales. But they're not saying, oh, it's March 31st, or their sales quarter wraps up today. It's just that mention of month end, which I just think is funny because, like, as someone who is a total outsider who is watching these things, I just can't imagine if I was like maybe interested in the company and seeing that, I'd be like, I don't know. It just, sometimes it's a little bit funny to think about. And they really do seem to watch the clock very intently on these month end days. Like, there's this one that says it's 3 minutes to 9 p.m. on March 31st. I guess she does say March 31st, which in most people's nights doesn't necessarily mean anything. But in my world, it means month end. Well, there you go. It means like most months ends, I have been spending the last few hours helping as many girls in my team reach their goals, and it has been an insane race to the finish line for so many of them. I cannot wait to share my girls' accomplishments from March. Okay, so she said that she's posting that at almost very close to being 9 p.m. And it almost sounds like the night is like maybe just getting started. And of course, like, we have seen the urgency in so many posts. You guys are probably like, okay, Sarah, we get it. But again, I want to show you guys this just from like the compilation of just some of the reps that I follow. Like, this is probably in a large sense on a larger scale going on amongst a majority of MLM reps at end of month. But I did just want to very specifically include that one because she says, like most month ends, and it's just that normalization of the chaos of this, because it really seems like for a lot of these people, this is every month. It's not just like a one-off or even at the end of a quarter that they're having to do this. It's just what the job is. And the reason I find this so, I don't know, for lack of a better term, interesting, I guess, or worth talking about is that I have a feeling that the people who were sold on this time freedom and financial freedom of being a rep, they were not prepared for what end of month sales and recruiting is going to look like. And further to what I was saying about why this is worth talking about, I worry that a lot of the reps aren't really questioning this. They're being pushed to just keep going, to keep posting, to stay up late. You hype the team, you post on social, just whatever it takes. And that same rep goes on to say, we will see how it shakes out with the other leaders in the company. And then in parentheses, we all sprint on the last day of the month to help as many people as we can. But as of earlier today, I was in the top 10 for the entire USA for most promoted MMPs this month. And we got one more, so who knows, maybe the winner for the United States, but just grateful to be among these names and grateful to be helping women hit their first goals and earn money. And that line of we all sprint on the last day of the month to help as many people as we can. And that is the mental gymnastics that I feel like so many of these top reps and reps in general have to get through. They will call it and maybe even deeply feel like they are helping people. But if we're honest, it's not generosity. It's about their rank. She even says so. She talks about trying to help everyone, and all in one post, it's helping people, but then also about her rank. And I feel like they try to frame it as this big collective push, that it maybe like softens that pressure or maybe softens the insecurity about what they're actually doing. They want to make it feel like it's a group mission instead of what it really is, which is just personal urgency. Because I guess like if you're on her team, it's probably hard to say no to being involved with this sales push. When you transition to thinking that it's about helping people, you're likely going to feel more comfortable pushing yourself, but it's still pressure. It just sounds nicer. And I don't know about for this rep, but for a lot of them, I don't think it's necessarily intentional or done with harm. I think often they truly believe what they're saying, but that's what makes the whole system of this and that whole sales push really work. Also, as just a quick aside, I do feel like it's worth mentioning that ironically, I hope I'm using that term correctly, I was also sprinting at the end of the month. This particular rep, you can see, she posted this, and I don't know what time zone she's in, but I'm pretty sure this may have been close to midnight or after midnight, but you can see that I got this screenshot a minute after she posted this. You guys, I was up until definitely after 1 a.m. on April 1st, probably closer to 2 a.m. because I was just, it was like every minute someone was posting something, someone was uploading a new Instagram story. So I was trying to get all this content and make sure I didn't miss anything before, things disappeared. So they sprinted for the end of the month, as did I. But right after that one, I ended up on this next clip.
Happy Monday. Happy close day if you are in the sales industry. We've got a big day. We've had a big day already, and we've got a lot more going on. We are taking a quick intermission to make our greens and fizz because we need some energy, some more energy here. Had to get up, stretch it out. We are, oh my God, my brain is like, I'm so fired up. Collectively as a team today is huge. We have girls going for all different types of promotions, We've got Brooke leading us from the front to Nation, which is top 1% of our. I'm going for area manager, which as soon as I hit area manager, my business becomes a willable business, which is insane. That it's like the goals be big, the energy is so high, like all the nerves, all the energy, all the momentum, all the feels. We need some energy fizz and greens right now to level us. But if you are interested in trying some of the Arbonne products, you've been thinking about it, I would absolutely love to help you today. I would love nothing more than to help you start health. And the last thing is, if we've been chatting about the Arbonne business opportunity, what are you waiting for? Come hop on the bus with us. The momentum is palpable. The energy is palpable. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
Okay, so she starts that with like sounding like it's a breather. I even think that she uses the term intermission, but then, right away, they're just so openly saying like all this stuff that they're doing. It's just to hit these next ranks. So she talks about pushing for nation, which I assume is an Arbonne rank, and then area manager and just like promotions in general. So she's talking about that. And then she pivots to going back to the pitch of like, buy the products or why haven't you joined my team? It's all just mashed together and it's just so chaotic. The pressure, the urgency, the momentum. I'm so tired of that word. It's just stacked in a way that's, I assume, feels so normal for them. But as an outsider, it's just like, whoa. And just that mention of the rank and stuff of like the behind the scenes of the business and then instantly pushing you to be either involved in the business as a recruit or someone to buy the products. It just feels like, I don't know if whiplash is the right term, but it is pretty jarring. Like in one breath, it's this all hands on deck sprint. And then they just go back to like a casual check-in as though nothing happened. And then there's a pitch. It's just like, it's a lot. And in kind of that same vein, there's also this story that I saw. She wrote, "It's so exciting to experience month-end momentum again." And this is someone who was like the top earner in a different MLM in Rodan and Fields. She's now with a different company. I believe it's Shackley. And I think it's so funny. Well, again, that mention of momentum. Ugh. And I just found it a little bit interesting of her saying that that is what she missed. Like, you're not missing stability or predictability. You're missing chaos, I guess. And that right there kind of was the moment it all sort of clicked for me. I think I said it before too, that all of this isn't some side effect of the business. It's just the whole setup. The constant chaos, the month-end madness. It's not accidental. It's just how this has to work. And if you are watching this and watching all these clips and feel exhausted, same. And as a small reminder, this is just one day or maybe, I guess, 2 days technically, because I was up after midnight of content that I saw. I'm sure that at the end of this month and for all months in the future until MLMs are not in existence any longer, this is going to be the reality for these reps. And now at this point, I want to talk about what I feel like is maybe going on a deeper level, because yes, the burnout and the urgency is like very intense. But the part that really stands out to me is how emotional this gets, like genuinely emotional. If you watch these Instagram stories like throughout the day, you can just feel the mood swings in the reps just from one Instagram story to another. 1 second, they are totally drained, totally spent, saying how absolutely exhausted they are. And then the next, they're on this massive high. And once they reach that massive high, it's like, yes, there's that excitement, there's that celebration factor. But the more I was watching, the more it really started to feel like something else. This isn't about just hitting a number. It's like they're becoming someone new every time it happens. Like the rank, the title, the moment itself is part of their identity now. Like there was that one rep that we watched earlier who was saying how she was like crying half the night and how emotional it all was that she was being acknowledged. This is that clip if you're needing a reminder.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm also an introvert, and so I'm getting a lot of acknowledgement, and I'm like, whoa, I was crying half the night. And so, yeah, I need to recuperate.
So she says she was like crying half the night and that she's exhausted. She seems emotionally wiped out. And somehow that was like the most fun in 20 years. And again, I know everyone is different. I feel like I have a drive to do things, and I'm someone who definitely gets motivated by like a deadline. So I can relate in some sense to all of this, but I try to remind myself about how these people were likely recruited into the business. And I just don't know if a majority of them signed up knowing that this is what they were signing up for. And for another reference back to someone else who was feeling like very emotional about all this, we saw that Monate rep, and she's talking about how up and down and emotional the last few days have been for her. This is the clip of her before, if you need a quick reminder.
We had a big goal, and I say we because I hit a big goal, but so many of my girls in my team are winning right now. Like so many of them have hit big goals. And the only way that I can win, the only way that I can hit my goals is if I'm helping them hit their goals.
And the reason I wanted to re-bring that up is because I wanted to show this rep who is also in Monate. And just like the initial Monate rep, sorry if that's confusing, but they both became visionary founders. But in the second rep, she wrote re-ranked 2 days before month end. So based on my understanding, that could either mean that she's just hitting that same rank that she had the previous month, or it could mean that she is hitting a rank that she previously missed. So for example, in February, maybe she didn't hit that rank, but she had it in January and now she's hitting it again in March. And if that's the case, it's that like vision of like clawing yourself back up, back out of that lesser rank. So yeah, I'm sure that like emotional celebration is so real and probably feels like so visceral. I don't know if I'm using terms correctly today. I'm sorry. And that's what I mean when I talk about that pressure of like, once you've hit that new goal, you kind of, I think mentally are just like, well, this is my new normal. And I always just wonder, once you hit that level, it isn't just about getting there. It's almost like proving you deserve to stay. And that is the point that I want to make, is that when that becomes the standard, the whole thing feels less like growth and more like survival. And then there's a post from a rep we've seen before in this video, but I just want to show a different clip from her. It's a beautiful day for $50,000. Praying for favor in your entire business today. May everyone's ship rise. So the praying for favor, the may everyone's ship rise. It sounds nice, but it's about hitting a $50,000 sales goal. Like, let's just call it for what it is. It is a sales goal. And when I really sit with all of that, because that's honestly what I did when I was trying to go through this mountainous amount of content, I was like really starting to feel what I assume is like bubbling under the surface with a lot of these reps. It's not just excitement. It's this quiet and constant need to prove something, to be seen, to feel like you're doing enough. Later that day, that same rep had an Instagram story that says, "Can we do it?" And it says March 2025, QRV, 1,746 until next rank. So I take that as being $1,746 to go. And to me, posting that, it's like not just about something you're working toward. Like it's part of the content, which I just think is sometimes so strange. Like you have to make it a post. It has to be another form of content. And when you post those numbers, it kind of is like publicizing the pressure. And we saw earlier that rep from Ariel, who was the one that ranked for the first time, that like highest rank that no one in the company had done before. And to her, I think that that moment was like historic. And I'll put a screenshot of like what video I'm referencing so we don't have to watch the whole thing again because it is kind of long. And this is what another Instagram story that she posted said. "My team and I have fought to be in this position. This past week has demanded more out of me than I expected. It's felt like a year. I was answering messages earlier and the bottom fell out and I lost Wi-Fi. I got drenched from head to toe running to the car so I could drive to town and work. I've been in this space of running as a flesh and remaining faithful as a child of God. It hasn't been easy. Ultimately, I know He is in control and I'll know His answer tomorrow. No matter what happens, I'm blessed, the most grateful, and highly favored." So I think that you can really feel that this goes like beyond normal internalized pressure, like all of that chaos. It just sounds like she has just had an exasperating day. It's part of like some higher calling. And that's maybe what you have to see these things as to keep going. I have no idea. Like instead of it being a hard day, it's like a test. And if you've spent any time in these spaces or watching this content, you know that this isn't like unique to this particular rep or unique to this MLM. It's how I think a lot of reps make sense of the feelings that they're having and what they're going through. And when it gets this intense, I feel like they have to kind of believe that it's supposed to be like this. Otherwise, it's just too much. So as like a reminder, she had that Instagram story where she's kind of discussing how stressful the last day of the month was. And then she woke up the next day and it was like waking up really early because of her kids. And then I wanted to say and just bring back the fact that she did hit that rank, that amethyst rank. And another rep on Facebook posted that she claimed this at convention. She told everyone there she was going to be the company's first to hit the new rank of amethyst, and she did it. The Mogul Alliance worked until the clock stopped to make this happen as a team, and I'm so proud proud of all of them, but it takes a strong leader to lead from the front to make something like this happen. And then her name, I am so proud of you, my friend. And then it says, enjoy your amethyst bonuses of lump sum rock bonus, $1,500, instant lifestyle rain bonus, $10,000, team pay qualified and check matching, and VIP superstar quarterly bonus. Amethyst comes with an earning potential of $15,000 a month in just one way we pay. And the rep who got the amethyst ring, she does acknowledge the fact that it was because of her team, and it really is such a team effort. It is the group's work. And I think that they think that sounds like nice on the surface, but when every rank up is tied to an entire group's performance, I just feel like it's not pressure just to hit the goal. It is the pressure to do it together. The language will shift from, I hit this rank to we did this together as a team. And on the surface, that of course sounds supportive, but underneath, I believe that there is something heavier, something more that's going on. When everyone's success depends on everyone else, that encouragement can easily turn into feeling like obligation, because you get posts that are like these. It says, big wins for my team all month, seeds planted, miracles experienced, lives changed. It's so much more than the products and sales. It's about showing up and watching God do what we can't do. Always so grateful for Brooke, who leads so well. We're experiencing miracles on miracles. And the reason I want to point this out is because, of course, it can't just be a sales goal. It can't just be a recruitment goal. It's that pressure, the burnout, and then in this case, some spiritual aspect that's being brought into it. And they're reframing it as proof of something that's divine. And it always lands me in the same place. These reps are thinking, if I made it, it's because I was meant to. And if the rep didn't make it, it's because they didn't work hard enough. That previous video was from an Arbonne rep. We also saw another video earlier that was from an Arbonne rep. And now we're going to watch another one. And in all of these 3 videos, they all reference this one other rep who's going for this super high title. Perhaps, I don't know if it's the highest rank in Arbonne.
Last thing I wanted to chat about, today is the last day of the month, so the last day of all deals, so the spring sale. And also, this is so exciting. So Brooke, she is the one who brought me into Arbonne. She is actually running to go into qual today. It is happening today. She is going to qualify for the top 1% of this business, which is such a huge deal. And this is a team effort, of course. So anything and everything that you order through me will benefit obviously me, but also her. So this is a huge moment, and I would love all the support today to help our girl out, to get her to Nation Qual. She is literally she's right there. It's insane. I'm so freaking excited for her. She's worked so hard to get to where she is now. So any order that you place with me today, I will give you a code as well for a bigger discount as a thank you. So let's do this.
So again, that was another Arbonne rep talking about that person. And I guess maybe it's not the highest rank, but the top 1% of the company. And I can't say for sure, and I don't mean this to come across crass at all, but I almost wonder if the reps, the 3 reps that I've used as examples, are maybe lower ranked reps who are talking about their direct upline or someone that's in their team. And it doesn't feel especially with this last rep, it seems like she's not just saying congrats. It's almost awe and feeling impressed. The win will almost confirm that everything that they've been told to believe is true. So I found this so interesting that this was all coming together at the end of the month at this point that all these reps are working to make this one higher, high up rep get to that point of being the top 1% in the company. And it just feels so much more like their own personal goal or the goal of their upline friend, whoever, however they consider that person, and more about proving to themselves and to maybe their audience that the system works. Now, I want to show you what all of this looks like when it's coming from someone at the top, because we've already seen a lot of examples from reps who are trying to maintain their rank or close that gap to get to the next rank. But I want to focus on what it looks like when the person posting is already a leader in the company, someone someone whose basically whole job is to keep that momentum going, to set the tone and almost serve as like everyone's personal hype engine. I want to walk through a full day of the end of the month for a top rep. This is a rep in Beauty Society, and this is how her morning started.
Morning. I hardly ever do this, but y'all, I am $300 away from a personal goal, and my team is $6,500 away from maintaining the tip top of the company this month, which after all of this hard work that we have done these past few months of, you know, me cementing out all of these team systems and stuff, it would be just such a blessing and a win to maintain this month. So any regimens that you're wanting, all orders help get us closer. My own orders, I'm 300 away personally, but if I could do 1,000 today, that helps my team get 1,000 closer. So I am calling on my friends. If you've been wanting the skincare, today is the perfect day. It is the last day to save an automatic $20 off your $150 plus orders. You get the free Love Thy Face with orders $99 and above, the free lip scrub with a lip plumper, and then you can stack a code with it all. I'm the master at saving you money, and our family is so thankful. Let's do this.
So she says the goal is to either, I couldn't tell if it was maintaining just her rank, but definitely her team's rank. And the word maintain is doing a lot of heavy lifting there, because it isn't like hitting this new amazing milestone. It's about not slipping, not losing what you've already worked for and maybe what outsiders perceive you as already having. Like losing that can feel so, I assume, detrimental, and so like not losing what you've already worked for. And this is where I feel like it really pulls away from what we know as like a normal job. Like usually when you hit your number, you get the bonus and then you can rest. But here you hit your goal and then the clock resets. The pressure never stops. It just loops. And because they frame it as you being your own boss, it's supposed to feel like a win, but it's not freedom. There's no cushion. There's no buffer. You are not building stability. You are re-earning the same thing over and over. And if you don't just miss out on the extra stuff. You likely will lose what you already had. And in Beauty Society, that really matters. Once you hit Legacy Advisor, you unlock a bunch of extras, up to 35% on personal sales, team bonuses, and even a $7,000 lifestyle bonus. But none of that is guaranteed. You only get to keep it, based on my understanding, is if you maintain that rank. And the qualifications are steep. According to their comp plan, you need $1,000 in personal volume and $150,000 in group volume. And at least $30,000 of that has to come from outside your top two legs. So when she says that they are $6,500 short, that is not a minor detail. That number could be the difference of a massive amount in her paycheck. So it isn't about just pride of whatever rank you get or momentum. This is someone who is staring down a deadline, doing the math in real time, which we will see, and trying not to lose the income and the status that they have already built.
I have been begging for this, and our CEO listened. We had a few extra spring beauty boxes, our best box ever yet. We just put them back on the website. They're going to sell out. If you are a Society Plus client, you are going to get all the extra savings on it. But if you missed out, or you wanted extra, or you loved it so much that you knew your daughters would want it, bridesmaids gifts, teacher gifts, best friends gifts, all of the things, you're gonna want to go grab this box. It's such a steal of a deal. Plus the belt bag inside is on point with Lulu. So go grab your spring beauty box before they sell out. I hope you're not watching this too late.
So for this one, you can tell she's pushing those sales. She's giving every example that she can think of for gifts. And I just feel like it's very clear there that you can feel that clock ticking. She even says something along the lines of like, I hope you're not watching this too late. It's that last call energy that is being dressed up as being really fun. Then at one point throughout the day, she posted this on her Instagram story.
Oh my gosh, we are 3,900 away from something that honestly is just like, please, Lord, $3,900 away. All orders help. All orders help. Woo!
Then she jumps back on later and posts this.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Stacy. She grabbed the liquid luxury shower bundle set oil. Saves a buttload of money. It's actually limited edition to celebrate the shower oil coming back in stock. Let me show you that real quick. This beauty mamma jamma right here. Because of you, Stacy, I am 200 from sales goal, and we are 6K from team goal. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And then she went on stories and just posted this. It just says, puke, $3,000 to go. And then she goes on to post this.
Holly G, you know me. Holly G, you know me. Thank you, Holly G, for your order. She grabbed a contour stick in our refillable cream contour sticks, the Saving Face Foaming Facial Mask that bubbles all over your face. She got the new back in stock hand cream, best hand cream you will ever use in your life. Why are you walking around with dry hands and cracked hands and stuff? If you want a next level hand cream, that's the one. And she got the free Love Thy Face travel size moisturizer. Don't forget, all orders $150 and above get the automatic $20 savings. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, and thank you.
And then she goes on to post this, and it has copyrighted music, so I'm going to mute it. But it says on the screen, 200 beauty boxes left, 40 liquid luxury bundles. When they're gone, $1,500 to go, chicas. So she's just doing everything. She's doing the work to keep that energy up. And this is a really good example of when I say that pressure gets dressed up like fun. I just feel like it's very clear that you can start seeing almost like the intensity behind it, even though she's performing it like it's some fun party. In reality, if we really think about how this is happening, she's probably just at home, maybe like pacing through her house, like, oh my gosh, we need to make these orders, sending DMs, sending emails, getting in touch with people, and then posting stuff like this. Like, I just always try to think of like, what is actually happening when this person is putting on this performance in this case? And that number of $1,500 left isn't being framed as being stressful. It's being seen as almost like a race. Her next Instagram story says $400 away, baby. So the numbers are getting smaller and we're getting consistent updates, consistent celebrations. But it's just like, it is a lot. And like I was saying before, it just makes it feel so funny. I just like am so curious. I would do anything to like see what they're, sending to each other in WhatsApp or on Facebook of like all the team, like, oh my God, can you help me out? This is the update. This is this. It just feels so frantic. And then to put on this show to make it look like it's so much fun is, I don't know. I just feel like it's bizarre. So then we move on and they have hit their goal.
We hit team rank. We did it. We did it. The growth here is insane. The momentum is insane. The ranks my teammates are hitting, the ranks these new girls are hitting, I've never seen anything like this. It's so record-breaking month after month. The growth is here. Oh, it's infectious. And we are like, y'all, I guarantee you will end thousands over. This team is not done. I'm also still 160 away from my own personal goal. So one regimen away. Who needs a regimen? Who needs a makeup sale? I'm here for you.
So her team hit the goal, but she says that she still has a personal sale or so that she needs to get through. And as a reminder, this is a very high up rep in the company. So you can assume that a lot of the people that are in her downline or maybe just other people in the company that aren't necessarily on her team are watching this to get updates. Sometimes I wonder if like a majority, and I kind of assume that a massive majority of the people that watch these reps' stories are just reps themselves in the company. Like it's just all like churning through the same system. Then there's the random anti-MLMer or person who just kind of like spectates, says like, what on earth is happening here? And to directly talk about her saying like there's $160 left for her own personal volume that she needs. It just is like, we get the group celebration and then we're right back into the pitch. You still have to post, you still have to ask, and you still got to make that one sale before the clock runs out. Because as they have shown us, even if you reach one goal, there's another goal that you could work toward. So this is how it all kind of comes together. It says Brooke in maintained legacy, which is a rank in beauty society. And then it says then her team name, which like, oh my goodness, that is some serious script. I can't really read what it says. So they did it. It looks, I guess, like a win. But because we've been watching the whole day leading up to this, the panic, the math, the nonstop pitching, it hits way different. And of course, you can likely assume that throughout every other day in the month or close to it, reps like this are coming on and they're pitching to you. She's likely coming onto her stories every day or almost every day to do this exact same thing. And then it comes down to that very last day where they're like, I assume, oh my God, we have a massive chunk of sales that we need to get to today. And as it says, maintained, this is not a new milestone for her. This is her trying to not lose what she already had. And the stakes are very real. In beauty society, like we talked about before, holding that rank of legacy means bigger commissions, team bonuses, and even profit sharing, or whatever their version of profit sharing is. So if you lose that rank, you likely are going to lose all of those extras that come with it. There's no buffer, there's no grace period. It is just gone. So that final post is likely not like, yay, I did it. It's probably like, thank God, relief. And this rep just feels like such a good example because even her win has a deadline. Tomorrow, this process starts all over again, and we very well may see the same type of post from her at the end of the next month. And this isn't even just her own story. Like this whole day, the push, this we did it energy, this is what is being sold to everyone underneath her. This is the goal, the chaos, the pressure, the public tracker updates. That's the example that I guess she's setting because that is what is being modeled as success. So if you are someone who is in her downline, watching all of this happen in real time, it is not only hype, it is also a message. This is what winning looks like. So you guys better be willing to run just like this too. Okay. After watching all of this, it just leaves you with that feeling of like, what are we doing here? Because none of this looks sustainable and it looks anything but freeing. It is not just a one-time push or a rough week that they're maybe having. This is what this system demands. The urgency, the pressure, the public begging, the emotional whiplash every single month, like clockwork. And I don't know, if all of this worked the way that they said it did, would it really look like this? With people working until midnight just to hang on to something they've already earned? Because that is what really got me here. These people are not chasing something new, for many of them at least. They are just trying to not fall behind. And they have to dress it up like this momentum, like it's passion, like it's part of some bigger purpose. But none of that changes the fact that they are under some serious pressure. And oftentimes the ones that are working the hardest, the people that are in these lower ranks in the downlines, they are not the ones that are winning for the most part. It's the people on top. So yeah, that is the part for me that really lingers, not how intense it all is, because as outsiders and all of us watching it, it is intense. But for how normal and normalized it is within these companies. And with that, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. This is my pitch. This is my ask of you. If you could please subscribe to the channel, like this video. If you could leave a comment, I genuinely appreciate it so much. I see every single one of them. Even if it's something that's just like, hey, great video, it really does help push the video out, you know, to the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!